Well, here in Ohio, folks, we have more homes for sale. And at the same time, home prices have hit record highs in Columbus, Cincinnati, and Cleveland. And so today on the Housing Nerd, the Ohio Housing Nerd channel, we're going to take a deep dive into the Ohio housing market and really take a look at what's happening, what's going on with listings, what's going on with inventory, and what's going on with home prices. Because again, despite the fact that we're seeing more homes on the market for sale, I mean, substantially more than we have over the last few years, home prices show no signs of coming down, honestly. And so if you're out there looking for a house to buy or even a seller, you probably know what I'm talking about. But anyway, my name is Jason Ferrier. Welcome to the Ohio Housing Nerd. I've been a realtor and investor here in Central Ohio for the last 7.5, almost 8 years. And yeah, I'm excited that you're joining me today. I do this every week. It's a live update on the latest Redfin data on the housing market. Now, how we're going to do this is I'm going to look at the national picture just real quick, like within 5 minutes. I'm going to look at the national picture, and then I'm going to dive into the Ohio market. And I always usually review Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Toledo, Akron, Dayton. I'll review the major areas. But if you have a metro you want me to analyze or a county, put it in the comments below. Now, some of y'all already put comments in on my last video after the live was over, and I'll get to those on this live as well. I have a whole list of counties and areas that you wanted me to look at. So I appreciate you joining me. Let's get started. So this is the latest Redfin article. Again, I'm just going to buzz through this, but it basically says new listings are losing steam, pending sales fall as home prices hit another record high. So nationally, we hit a median home price of $400,000. For example, here in Columbus, we're at $364,000. That's an all-time high. So both nationally and here in Ohio, hitting all-time prices, record prices. And so there's a couple parts of this article I want to point out. I'm not going to do all of it, but a couple of them that are important would be something about new listings. So new listings of U.S. homes for sale are up 2.5% from a year ago. That's the smallest increase in 5 months. On a local level, new listings are falling in 20 of the 50 most populous U.S. metros, with the biggest declines in Tampa, Florida, San Antonio, and Orlando. But what you're going to see today is that there are more new listings versus last year in Ohio. So again, we have more new listings, more active listings. Prices, though, are still high. So this part, though, I thought was pretty telling. And again, this is the National Redfin article. They say, understandably, sellers want to get as much money as they can for their home. Some homeowners feel that they missed the prime selling window. Many people who don't need to sell right now are holding off, either staying put or trying to rent out their house, said a Redfin premier agent in Phoenix, Arizona. The advice for people who do not need to sell. I'm working with one couple that's moving out of the country, for example, the advice for people who do need to sell is that they need to set realistic expectations. So if you're selling your home right now, even in Ohio, with home prices the way they are, you need to be realistic and you need to price the home correctly. Not only because of people buying it and buyers not wanting to pay that price, but also because of the appraisal. I've ran into some appraisal problems over the last couple months with listings I have and buyers. So that can be an issue. You don't want it to come in under the appraised price and have to figure that out with the buyer or seller. It says, talk to your agent about the market in your exact neighborhood. How long homes are taking to sell? Are they typically selling below asking price? And what sellers are doing in terms of repairs and concessions to get deals done? Price fairly based on those numbers. I agree 110%. You got to do that. You got to price it fairly. All right, now let's go down to some of the leading indicators nationally. Daily average 30-year fixed mortgage rate, 6.79%. A lot of people think that's going to start to come down even further. Some people don't think it's going to come down at all. I'm curious what you think, so let me know. But rates have kind of been sticky in that 6%, high 6% range. Mortgage purchase applications, how many people are actually applying for mortgages? That's up 12% year over year, essentially flat versus a week earlier. what I'm seeing and what I'm hearing from mortgage professionals in Ohio is that they have a whole list of people who are pre-qualified, but have not really gone into the housing market yet. They're just pre-qualified. So we are seeing that. People have, put in their mortgage purchase application, but they're just not ready to go out and buy yet. A lot of them are waiting on rates to come down. If you're waiting on prices to come down in Ohio, depending on where you are, you could be waiting a while. And you may hear some thunder, some storms. We may get some rain here on the porch. Hopefully not, but it's getting ready to thunderstorm. Let me go back down. Let me go down to here. So this is kind of topical for us. Pending sales. How many homes are going into contract? Well, Cincinnati's on this list, and they are up 5.8% in pending sales. So you'll see that in a minute. Pending sales in Columbus, Cleveland, and Cincinnati are all up. More people buying homes, and you also see this: more people listing homes. So you've got Cincinnati up 11.4%, Cleveland up 10% in new listings. You're going to see that as well in a minute. There's more activity. There just frankly are more people out there versus nationally. Ohio just seems to be active all of a sudden with buying and selling. All right, so let's jump into what you came here for, and that is Ohio data. And again, if you have a metro or a county you want me to look at, let me know. All right. So this is the Redfin Data Center. We're going to start with new listings in Columbus, Ohio, up 7.1% year over year. So more new listings. I mean, nationally only up 2.4%. In Ohio or in Columbus, up 7.1. If you look at pending sales in Columbus, what do we see? They're up as well, 4.1. Pending sales right now are down 2.5% nationally. But in Ohio, they're actually up. In Columbus anyway. Let's look at active inventory. How many homes are actually on the market? It's up 21, call it 22% year over year, 6,912 active listings. And look, this time last year, 5,805 active listings. So someone asked me on the channel, like, historical context, what does that really mean? Let me go down here. Well, I'll come back to that. I have some historical context that I may wrap up with, or I may put it on the next one, just because of time constraints. In other words, if you go back 10 years, what does the inventory look like? I have that info. All right, so let's look at median sale price. Median sale price in Columbus, $364,000. It's an all-time record high. It's ridiculous. I mean, just when you thought home prices would come down, like right through here, I thought home prices could come down a little bit. Nah. It was like, no, thank you. I'm going to keep going up. And it did. It kept going up. Completely unrealistic, right? And it doesn't show any sign of slowing down right now, which is bizarre. Completely bizarre. You would just think people would be tapped out by now. I guess not. Whoops, that's Cleveland, Tennessee. I'm going to go to Cleveland next. Cleveland, Ohio. By the way, if you're on, thanks for joining me. Hit the like button. Don't be a freeloader. New listings in Cleveland. What do we got? Up 10%. See what I mean? So listing activity is definitely up. I'm just going to move this. Listing activity is definitely up. There's no doubt. No doubt about it. Let's look at active listings in Cleveland. What do we got? Active listings of homes for sale, 4,800, up 9.6% year over year in Cleveland. Pending sales, how many homes going into contract in Cleveland? Up 2.2%. Again, nationally, we're down over 2%, but in Cleveland, up. In Columbus, up. And then let's look at median sale price. Unfortunately, I don't have any good news for you. $256,000. That's up 3.5% year over year. And it's just climbing. It's just climbing. Looks like the stock market right now, right? Continues to higher for longer. I mean, it's an all-time high. Hmm. Okay, Cincinnati. New listings of homes for sale in Cincinnati, Ohio. What do we got? 11.4% up year over year, 760. People are deciding, hey, it's time to list. A lot of these people may be buying more expensive homes. That could be what's going on. I mean, rates have come down slightly. I just hate to think what happens if rates really come down. Like if rates come down to, you know, five in the fives, if it has a five handle on it, like a 5.9 even. Boy, it seems like people will just run out and buy homes even more than they already are. Hmm. All right, let's do pending sales next. In Cincinnati, what do we got? Up 5.8%, 677 pending sales. So people are buying so far in all these metros, all major metros in Ohio. Median sale price. Look at this. It bounced off the 2024 number, but now $309,000, an all-time high. An all-time high. I mean, Cincinnati started the year at 279. Now 309. Did we look at active listings yet? No. Sorry, I missed active listings. Active listings in Cincinnati, 15.35% up year over year. And that's a 4-year high for this time of year. It's a, what is that? 633.36. It's almost a 4-year high period of active listings. And that's what is kind of like counterintuitive. You would think as active listings continue to go up, at some point you would see prices start to fall, but that's not what we're seeing yet. Now, historically, we're still not really where we need to be with inventory, still below pre-pandemic levels. But make no mistake, like we have more homes for sale. It doesn't seem like it's helping prices yet. But I'd love to know if you're in Ohio and you got a deal. Did you get a deal at all on a home, or are you close to getting a deal like where you were able to get a discount, a heavy discount off list price? I'd like to know. You don't have to tell us the exact details, but just some type of encouraging news for those watching would be great. But through all this, you got to remember Ohio is still inexpensive compared to a lot of other areas of the country. I think that's what you're seeing, and Ohio is a good spot to live in, except for property taxes, but that may soon vanish. If you've been watching my other channel, The Housing Nerd. All right, Dayton. Let's do Dayton, Ohio next. Dayton. New listings in Dayton. 282 new listings, 5.3% up year over year. Just like the other parts of Ohio, still seeing inventory growth. Pending sales up 6.7%. People are buying in Dayton. No doubt. No doubt. Active listings, just like the other areas, we've got a lot, 11%, right? Call it 12% growth in active inventory of homes for sale. At one point, Dayton was up a lot. Like, look at that, up 16%. I guess you can consider that a lot. But now back down to 12% or so. Median sale price in Dayton, what do we got? Look at this. It's by far an all-time high, $252,000. Now, what I'm told, and I'm sure this is the case, just like with Columbus, right? Like the Columbus median price is 364, but if you travel out to like Plain City, or if you're in Dublin or Upper Arlington, Worthington, Westerville, you're gonna obviously it's gonna be a lot higher than 364. So I think in Dayton, outside of the Dayton metro area, it's probably a lot more expensive. Just a hunch. So yeah, Dayton, all-time high record price. So now we've got Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Dayton, all record high. Let's do Toledo. Toledo, Ohio. New listings. Look at this. No, this is different. New listings in Toledo are down 13%. So people are kind of, I guess sellers are taking a break there. Pending sales up 3.5%. Man, I wonder what that's doing to active inventory. We're about to find out. Chad, look at that active inventory start to fall. And you were trending up nicely in Toledo with homes for sale, right? Had 15% growth, now down to 8.7% growth because you've got new listings down, double digits down year over year. And remember, I think it's 20. Was it 20 out of the top 50 metros have year over year new listing decline in the nation, nationally. So I don't think Toledo's one of the top 50 metros, but new listings are down there, and your active inventory is not doing well. Look at the median sale price in Toledo. $231, all-time record high, up 8.5%. That's why Ohio is broken, right? Record high prices. Property taxes are still in effect. They haven't been canceled yet. Just pretty much unaffordable for most people. Most locals anyway. But if you're moving from like California, New York, Chicago, Arizona, I had somebody call me who was moving from Sonoma County, California to Northern Ohio. That's like discount time. They're like, man, I'm going to be able to get three or four houses for the price of Sonoma County, California. Okay, that's Toledo. Let me do Akron. By the way, if you have a metro you want me to look at, drop it in the comments and I will get to it. Even a county. I'm going to look at some counties here coming up too. New listings in Akron, we have 14.3% growth year over year. Pending sales, 10% growth. People are buying, people are selling. That's good for a market. You got to have that for a healthy market. Active listings up nearly 20% year over year. So Akron looks like, okay, hey, you've got some like normalcy starting to come back. But I doubt it's affected the price yet. Yeah, look at the price. Okay. So the price is $250 now, median sale price. $247 was the old record. So now it's an all-time high in Akron. So the list is Akron, Toledo, Columbus, Cincinnati, Cleveland, Dayton, all have record high prices for homes. All of them. Up 9% year over year in Akron. Like, is it because there's more inventory on the street? So buyers are like, hey, look, I can go out and buy something. Is it because rates came down slightly? I hope it's not because of that. Wow. All right. Well, no sign of slowing down there with prices in these cities yet. Let me go to the chat and see if anybody's talking. What's up, Chris? Yeah, friendly reminder to like and subscribe. Don't be a freeloader. Thanks, Chris. Hope you're doing well. Hope your project is doing well. What? Thumb down. Oh, that's okay. It's all good. I don't know if that's a Facebook comment. You got to get on YouTube, man. Join us on YouTube. That's where it's at. I've noticed some auctions getting posted in Cleveland in the last several weeks. Oh, okay. Auction properties. Good. Yeah, I'm getting deals in Cleveland right now. I am. Some in Euclid. I'm seeing deals on a couple apartment buildings, some packages of homes. I am seeing that. Rent is too high here in Cincinnati. I heard a statistic that there is one available apartment for 11 people looking. Really? Wow. I know rents keep going up in Cincinnati. I can see that in the national data. Rents are actually, they say rents are going down in Columbus. I mean, like if you look at the Zillow data or Redfin data, I'll do an Ohio update on rent coming up. That's a great idea. Make a note of that. Thank you for that info. And welcome. Centerville, Springboro, Oakwood. Centerville. What county is that in? Is that Hamilton? Oh, Montgomery County. Okay, yep. I have those on my list. Yep. Let me just buzz through the rest of these comments real quick. I will get to that. TK. Check Warren County. Okay. I'll do that one too. Mason and Lebanon are the two biggest cities there. Got it. Powell, Delaware, Ohio. Okay. I'll do that one. And then Montgomery County. I got that on the list already. All right. So let me do, since you already asked, I'll just do Montgomery County. Knock that one out. Montgomery County. New listings in Montgomery County, Ohio. Yeah, it's getting dark out. Gonna have a storm. Up 2.1% year over year. So not down like nationally. Remember, nationally down. I'm sorry. Nationally, we're up about 2.5%. Pending sales are down nationally. Let's look at pending sales. They are up 1.9%. So you have a few more buyers, few more sellers in Montgomery County, but nothing extraordinary. Let's look at active listings. Active listings up 15% year over year, 1,400. So you have more homes for sale available to pick from. How many more compared to last year? What do you got? 200 more? That's it? Yeah, about 200 more homes. So not a ton more, but you do have more. At least you don't have less. That's a win. That is a win. Wherever you're looking at in Ohio, at least take comfort in the fact that we have more homes for sale than we did last year or the year before versus fewer homes for sale. That would obviously be bad. Median sale price in Montgomery County. Look at this. $235,000. I know exactly where you are there in the Lebanon area, Springfield and all that. That's a 6% increase. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, 6% increase year over year. Man, just no relief. All-time high by far, like not even close. Look at that. It's the gap between last year and this year in median sale price is just there. It's not changing. It's not really coming down at all. I mean, at the beginning of the year, you're up 24%. So I guess it's better than being up 24%, but still, it just keeps going up. $235,000 for Montgomery County, Ohio. Good grief. Like who would ever thought, right, back before COVID, where prices would go? I mean, they were going up. Don't get me wrong. Most of Ohio the prices were going up, but not like this at all. Let's do Warren County. Yeah, I'll do Warren County. Median sale price. Let's do new listings. I always start with new listings. New listings in Warren County, Ohio, 94 new listings, up 28%. Good amount. And it's been going up, trending up all year. Now, what would be interesting to see is what happens during seasonality, right? Like right now, and usually in the spring, you can see new listings generally go up. Then they taper off, then they go down, the number of new listings. That's normal because in the winter, people don't want to list their homes for sale, especially in Ohio. But it'll be interesting to see if seasonality, if something happens where it bucks seasonality or it's outside of seasonality, meaning you see new listings continue to rise. Like this blue line here keeps going up and up and up and up wherever you are. It doesn't matter if you're in Ohio or California. Then that's a sign. If it beats seasonality, then you could be seeing some distress selling. Right now, I'm not seeing a ton of it. And when the distress does hit the market, if it's worth anything at all, an investor or a homeowner looking for a deal is buying it. Yep. All right, let's look at pending sales. 18.9% up year over year in pending sales. Wow. A lot more buyers now than last year. 86 pending sales. How many new listings? 94. So you're only adding like 8 houses to the market. That's not great. Here's active listings. 26.19% increase, 717. Year over year, that's, oh, I'm sorry. You had 568 last year. Now you got 717. So a decent increase in active inventory, but probably not near enough to change the prices a lot. Let's find out. Yeah, all-time record high. Look at this again. All these places in Ohio. This is ridiculous. I thought, man, $439,000. Wow, it's expensive there. Really expensive. I mean, that's expensive for Ohio for a median home price for a whole county. But Mason's a nice area. So that's Kings Island, I think, right? Man, up 5%, all-time record high. So everywhere we've looked in Ohio so far has all-time record high home prices. No sign of slowing down at all. At all. Goodness. Wow. Got that. Okay. Oh, Marietta, Ohio, Washington County. Okay, I'll do that one. I used to live in Marietta back in the day. They have the Stern Wheel Festival, right? I used to think it was the Steering Wheel Festival when I was a kid. Oh, I want to look at Washington County. But it wasn't. It's the Stern Wheel for a riverboat. When I was a little kid, I had no idea what they were talking about. All right, new listings in Washington County, down on the river, right? Down 21%. There's only 11. It's not a lot. Pending sales. Whoops, what are those doing? Pending sales, 11, down 6.4. Kind of hard to get a gauge on the market with so few sales. Active listings, how you doing there? Well, you're going up with active listings in Washington County. 152 now, barely up at all. Basically no inventory, it looks like. About the same as what you've had the last few years. Median sale price, where's that? Hey, look at this one that's not an all-time record high right now. $230,000 for median sale price. Down slightly, right? What's that, down 4%, 5%? But it's like a yo-yo. And with only a few sales happening, it'll jump up and down like crazy. But it doesn't seem like, I mean, what I would be concerned about if I'm out there looking is active inventory. And it doesn't look like it's great. I mean, you're still suffering from just a lack of houses to buy. Again, a lot of sellers are like, you know what? Why would I sell my Ohio house that I probably paid, $150,000 for years ago and have a 5% interest rate or a 4% interest rate and then move into a house that's $350,000 with a 7% interest rate? Not many people will unless they have to. They have to. But I will say, if something's on the market for a while, there are opportunities to find deals, to find a discount off of list, off of asking price. I've helped a few people in the last 12 months a few buyers find opportunities where I didn't think we'd find much, but we ended up, they were patient people and found something that needed work and were able to buy it underneath the market price. So those do exist. You just got to be patient and you got to look in places that you normally wouldn't look. So expired listings, drive for dollars, look at homes that are beat up, but in the area you want to live in, be willing to do some work. Maybe even I had somebody buy a house that was a little small for them, but they're going to add on to it. So they're like, look, right now, this price makes sense for us. This deal makes sense. We're going to go ahead and buy, but down the road, we can add to the house, add on to the back and make it bigger into something they want. And that allowed them to get the house that they wanted at the price that made sense. That was the best part about it. All right. So that's active listings in Washington. Well, we already did median sale price. All right. Okay. Down in Marietta. Thanks for that. Remind me of my childhood. Wayne County. Brian Huber. What's up, Brian? All right, let's do it. Wow, 53 people on in Ohio. Thank you. Hit the like button. Don't be a freeloader. Wayne County. Wayne County, Ohio. What do we got? New listings in Wayne County. Down 1%. Okay. So basically flat, approximately, right? Pending sales up 8.5%. It's been trending up this year. So more people buying homes in Wayne County. Let's see how active listings are doing. Wow, look at that. Active listings up 35% year over year. 193 active listings. This time last year, you had 150. So 43 more listings. When you only have 150, that's a big increase. All right. Median sale price. Is that an all-time high? $274,000. Yeah. All-time high in Wayne County, Ohio. Now, there are not a lot of transactions, right? Like pending sales. How many did you have? 22. So not a lot of transactions. It's not going to, or the graph's going to go up and down a lot. There's nothing to smooth it out. Not enough transactions, but I mean, it is what it is. $274,000, up 10% year over year in Wayne County. So one of my theories is that you see more homes on the market right now, and that allows people to actually buy something. And because home prices are so expensive, when they do buy something, it's normally expensive. That's just kind of how it is. I don't think you have enough inventory in Ohio, a lot of these cities, to cause some type of price crash in most areas. At least not good homes, right, that are ready to move into. New listings. All right, let's go back to that. Did Wayne County. Thank you for the Wayne County, Mr. Brian Huber. Vinton and Pike County. You guys are getting them all. All these are all on my list, so thank you. Vinton and Pike County. A lot of people like Pike County. I hear people talk about it a lot. Oh my. This data is going to be, wow, this data is all over the place. Look at this. Oh, there's only 2 new listings. I don't know how effective this information is going to be, but I'll buzz through it real quick. It's only 2 new listings, down 3.6% in Vinton County. Can that be right? The data there may be limited in data, maybe. Pending sales, only 2. Pending sales, I don't know. This may not help you out much. Active inventory, 39 active homes for sale in Vinton County. That's up 63%, though, year over year. So you do have a lot more homes on the market. What about median sale price? Oh, man, this graph's crazy. $305,000, up 3%. No, that's up. Oh, my fault. Yeah, it's really strange. It's like up 32%. But again, with so few transactions, very hard to get a picture there. I don't have access to the MLS, otherwise I'd pull that up. So, I mean, I have access to the MLS, but it's Central Ohio. So I'd say you're probably gonna have to connect with a local realtor in Vinton County. If you need one, shoot me an email in my description, and I can refer you to somebody who can maybe help you get some local data there for Vinton County. But that's crazy. Let me check and see. I don't know if I have Vinton County info. I may have it on the MLS. Let me look. See if I can help. Bear with me. I'm just going to look at this and see if I do. New location, Vinton. Yeah, so this is the MLS, the Columbus MLS. But it's giving me pretty much the same data. Like, look at the number of new listings, how it's trended down over the last year. Let me look at this. Active. So yeah, it's got 19 active listings in the whole county. Let me look at prices here. Sold. Median sold price. What do we got? Median sold price $255. $255,000 is what they're saying the median sold price is from the MLS. And what was it on Redfin? 305. So MLS is telling, well, the MLS is also capturing data only from May, not for the last 4 weeks. And that's what this is. This is the last 4 weeks, like a rolling average. That's how Redfin does it. But I guess that wasn't very helpful to you. But I tried my best with Vinton County. You also asked about another county. Pike. See if we have any more data there. Some of these smaller areas of Ohio and just smaller areas of the U.S., they're hard to get some real good data on sometimes. Pike County, Ohio. Oof. New listings. What do we got? 4.5. 4.5 new listings in the last 4 weeks on average. That's down 25%. But it's really hard to gauge on a graph like this. I'm sorry. Pending sales, 2.5. You probably need to get with a local realtor there who can provide some data that makes sense and is useful, because I don't know that this data is very useful for you. Active listings in Pike County, what do we got? 62, up 26%. So I guess in Vinton and Pike, you do have more active homes for sale. Tell me what you're seeing. Are you seeing more homes on the market? Are you like, wow, there's a lot of homes for sale? Or are you like, nah, still kind of not seeing a lot? Median sale price, what's that doing? 289. They're saying that's up 95% year over year. But again, with just so few transactions in that county, it's going to be hard to see that. The price is going to move a lot year over year. But again, shoot me an email if you want. In the description below is my email address, and I can hook you up with a realtor who knows that market really well. Because I don't, honestly. Hope that helps, Rick. Sorry the data wasn't great. So something like Cuyahoga County, that will be easy to look at because a lot more transactions. New listings in Cuyahoga County, which is Cleveland, but bigger than Cleveland. New listings down 1.7%. So they were up for Cleveland, but down for Cuyahoga County. Fewer homes hitting the market. Who would have known? Look at pending sales, down as well. Fewer people buying, fewer people selling than last year. Market is just like frozen, not interested in participating. A lot of people anyway. That's usually a great time to get an opportunity when everybody else is like, no thanks. Doesn't mean you overpay, just means you go look and you make offers that are low until someone says yes or maybe. It may take you a year to do that. There are clients I've worked with that are where we've made like, I mean, 20, 25 offers easily on 20, 25 different homes over a period of a year. And then they decided to sit out. They're like, no, no, thanks. I'm just going to sit out of the market, which is fine. They'll come back again. 11% up with active listings. So more homes for sale. Good. 3,200 in the county. How many you got right now? Or how many did you have last year? 2,891, 3,211. So the difference is 300 units, right? Good. I guess I could have just done that math. That would have been easier. Let's look at median sale price. Median sale price. Look at this, all-time high, $230,000 for Cuyahoga County, up 4.6%, right? Year over year, call it 5%. Prices just are unrelenting in Ohio right now. Obviously, you're seeing that from today. Everything we're looking at virtually is a all-time record high home price. Okay. Jeez. Chip, Clermont County. Oops, let me go back to this one. Paroc. Is that how you say that? Did I say it right? Thanks for joining us. I appreciate it. Thank you. I wanted to say that before I moved on. Probably butchered your name, but Chip, Clermont County. Let's look at it. Clermont County, Ohio. New listings, 68, down 2.9%. Fewer homes hitting the market than last year, which is crazy. Pending sales down as well. So, some of the major areas of Ohio, you see new listings up, you see pending sales up, people are buying, people are selling. But in some of these other areas, no. Like Clermont County, not seeing it. People are not putting their homes on the market. New listings are down. Pending sales are down. Down a lot. Down 10%. Man. Active inventory. What do we got? Down 11%. Call it 12%. Huh. So not every county is seeing year-over-year inventory increases, obviously. I mean, this means that you have fewer homes on the market than you did last year or in 2022. Fewer homes on the market. It's just, it's surprising that some housing markets are still suffering like that with inventory. Well, it's really not when you think about the lock-in effect. Median sale price. What's that doing? Is that an all-time high? I don't think it is. But you're at $328,000. Wow, that's expensive there. That's let's see. That your all-time high was 333, right? Yeah, $333,000 earlier this year. Record high home price, but now you're at 328. Wouldn't be shocked if it goes over the record high at some point. Man, yeah, it's expensive there in Clermont County. All right, go back to new listings. Thanks for asking about that, Chip. Have been sharing your YouTube videos in numerous Facebook groups. Hopefully, it will bring in more viewers. Wow, thank you. Man, that means a lot. Love in two limes. Love in two limes. Cool name. Thank you. Seriously. Very, very much appreciated. Plain City, New California Hills. Yep. Union County. Yep. I have you on my list from earlier. I know you want to take a look at that. So let's look at the I think what we're gonna do is look at the MLS on that one because it's you want to look at Plain City. So this is for May data for Plain City, not for. So this isn't as up to date, I guess, as Redfin, but I think the MLS is probably a better source, if possible, to look at some of this info, especially when we get down to like a city level, like something as small as Plain City. So you've got 120 active listings right now. I need to look at if that will tell me. Let me do this. Yeah. Okay. So this is going to look different, obviously. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Active listings in Plain City, you can see down here, they're up 30%. They were up 30% in May. So you have 120 active listings in May versus 92 last year. Year to date, that inventory is up 27% in Plain City. So a lot more homes for sale. I mean, a lot more. I mean, you nearly, yeah. I mean, right now you got 30 more homes for sale in Plain City, but year to date, a lot more homes. But a lot of those are probably sold. And this is great because it gives you on the MLS versus Redfin, this actually tells you in the price categories where all the inventory is. And this is no shock. Look at this. 85 of the 120 active listings on the market in Plain City are over $500,000. I mean, Plain City is an expensive area, but that shows you where all that inventory is right now. Now look lower than that, like 250 to 299. There were 2 homes on the market in May. 300 to 399. There were 9 homes. So I could zoom in a little more. 9 homes. 400 to 499. There were 21. But all the inventory stacked over 500 grand. And then if you scroll down there, you can see there's was a listing in the $80,000 to $89,000 range and $70,000 to $79,000. Could be condos. There was one at $0 to $29,000. Who knows what that was? If you look at new listings here, let's scroll down and see where the inventory is coming from. This is why the MLS is great. $500,000 plus. You had 44. Last year you had 29 in May hit. And then 15 and 400 to 499, 8 and 300 to 399. I don't know what price range that you're looking for or that you're, that you're targeting. I think you said you were selling a home, right? I don't know what price range that is, but that's kind of the breakdown. And if you email me, Love and 2 Limes, I can send this to you, this MLS sheet to you, and I can break it down further if you want to see more info. But like specifically about bedroom count, like if we broke this down by bedrooms or even school district, we could do that. But yeah, all the inventory is coming from expensive homes, pretty much. Right now, let's look at sold prices. So here are the sales. I just want to make sure I got this right. Yeah, sold listings. So if you look at this, 27. Here's what's interesting. Expensive homes are actually down in the number of sales year over year, down 32.5% for May. So that tells me that there are maybe some homes, expensive homes on the market there, not moving, sitting there because they're overpriced or they're just really expensive and people can't afford it. In the 400 to 499, you had 10 homes sell in Plain City compared to 6 last year. So those numbers look okay, but if you're selling a home over 500 grand, you got to make sure you price it right because that's where all the inventory is. Which makes sense, right? Let's look at the median sale price now. The median sale price is actually down. Look at this right here. $552,000. Last year, $633 in May. That's down 12%. And also look at this. Look at the absorption rate. This is the months of supply. Basically means how many homes or how long would it take to sell the number of homes we have on the market if we didn't add any more? 2.69 months. Last year, it was 2.85. So that's come down. So homes are actually selling quicker than last May over May. And they're about the same if you look year to date. So what's the days on market? Median days on market, 29. Average is 58. So if you're putting your home on the market, expect that it's going to take around median-wise 29 days to go into contract. That's what that really means. Look at it last year, 17. The median days were 17. So it's taken, what's that, 12 more days to sell homes there in Plain City? But yep, that's how to look at that. All right, I'll go back to this. Actually, let me look. Let me just look at Union County as a whole for you. Union County. See, the MLS data isn't as flashy though as Redfin, so it's not as easy to present in a way. It's just kind of numbers on a screen, but a lot more granular. All right, new listings in Union County, 29 new listings in the last 4 weeks, a rolling 4 weeks. Pending sales, what do we got? Up, oh, you got 30 pending sales, up 56%. So people are buying homes. They are buying homes there, no doubt. No doubt they're buying homes. Oh, no. Okay, we got this. And new listings are up 30%. But not a ton of new listings. So that probably skews it a little bit, right? Active listings, 312, up 32%. Got it. Yeah, it's just so you have more inventory. But again, that's why it's probably really boring to look at, but that's why that price breakdown with active listings is so important. Because this shows you that active listings are up 32%, and people are like, "Woo, deals!" But all the active inventory is above the median, well above the median, right? It's over $500,000. That's where all the inventory is sitting. So it's not like people are going, "Hey, there's a ton of houses for $200,000 in Union County." Median sale price. What's this doing? Well, it's all over the place. 477 grand there is the median sale price. Wow, that's up 12% year over year. It's not an all-time high, but you started the year at 449. Now then it looks like the high was 511 this year. No, 512 back in 2023. But you're right around there, 477. But just with only 29 sales or so, you're going to see prices move on the graph up and down a lot. What did the MLS show as far as median sale price in Plain City? Let's look. 552. So in Plain City alone, not Union County, median sale price 552, but in Union County, it's 477. So Plain City is obviously more expensive than the county, or one of the more expensive areas of the county. Okay. I hope that helped. But again, feel free to email me if you want more detailed information on a specific subdivision or, street or price point. Thanks for recommending that and reminding me. California Hills, too. I had never heard of that till you mentioned it. Like I knew Plain City, but California Hills didn't register in my brain. It's kind of interesting. Let me just look down and see if you answered. Oh, okay. Oh, you answered. All right. Let me look at what you had to say. There are some mobile homes. Oh, okay. Maybe those are the ones that are selling at that price. We are selling, we'll be in the 4 to 499 range. All right, so I'll go back and look here. 499 range. So this is sold listings. These are active listings in the 499 range. So you're right here, right? So you have fewer active listings, at least in May. You had fewer active listings by 2 homes in that price category in Plain City, not the county, in the actual city, down 8.7%. That would tell me that you probably, I just want to make sure that's active. Yeah. That you, it's not like there's a ton of competition out there. That's what that really means. There are homes on the market in that price range probably, but it's not like that price point's flooded. Like if you were over 500 grand, that's where I would tell you, boy, you really should probably be realistic with your price. You probably still need to be realistic, but you may have to do something special if your home's priced over 500 grand there. That's why the price point matters. Okay. Go back to this. Hey, you're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, so you can email me at Jason. There's actually 2 addresses, but this one would be Jason Farrier, just 2 S's, JASSON, and then my last name, FARRIER at gmail.com. But it should be in the description. And there's another address I have at Farrier Team, but you can use either one. Okay, let me go back up because somebody had a couple other counties to look at. Mogador, big high school football area. It's located both in Summit and Portage County. Okay, let's look at Summit and Portage County. A lot of people want to know about Summit. I have people ask me all the time about Summit County. New listings in Summit County. What do we got? 184 up 8.5%. So you got some more new listings hitting the street, pending sales. What do we got? Up 12.3% in pending sales. Active listings up 20%. People buying, people selling. And median sale price, is that a record high? It looks like it is. 243 up 10, call it 11% year over year. Yeah, that's a record high. 243. Same old story for a lot of these markets. You have more new listings, you have more active inventory, you have more pending sales, but you're just not seeing home prices. I mean, pending sales are up a lot, but you're just not seeing home prices decline yet. And again, this is a 50,000 foot view, right? You really got to get detailed into maybe the school district that can help, but also like the type of home. If you want a home and land, if you don't want a home with land, all those things matter as far as what's selling and what's not. But in generally speaking, home prices continue to go up in Summit County. And then you said it was another county too, Portage County. Portage County, Ohio. What do you got? New listings. 59. New listings. Up 1.9%. So barely over last year. Really had a lot of new listing growth at the beginning of the year in Portage County, but that's kind of died off. Pending sales, where's that? Up 2.9%. Ohio is completely different than the national trends, except prices. Prices nationally are up a lot. Or I'm sorry, they're at a record high. They're only up 1.5%, but they're up to a record high. Ohio is up to a record high as well. All right. Active listings. Up 15.85, call it 16%. So more active inventory, good. Median sale price, what do you got going on? 279. up, what's that, 1%? 2% year over year. Hit a record high this year, $305,000. Is that a record? No, 311 was last year. But you may hit it again. Who knows? This could climb back up, but it's prices don't seem to want to come down here either that much. Started at 255 at the beginning of the year and 279 now. Good grief. I saw a comment from somebody that said, they made a comment that was pretty funny. I can't find it. They basically said prices are insane or this is ridiculous. And I agree. Okay, Rick, I did Pike County, didn't I? Pretty sure I did that one. I'm a little behind here. Fulton County. Let's look at that one. Ober-Tony Shell. Is that right? We just tuned in. Have you covered the Toledo area? Yes, I did Toledo earlier. But I can do Fulton County. Yeah, at the beginning, I'll do all the major cities. So I do Columbus, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Akron, Toledo, Dayton. Whoops, that's Arkansas. There we go. New listings in Fulton County. Down 22% with new listings. Pending sales, what do we got? Up 29%, but there's only 10. Active listings in Fulton County, 74 down 15%. It's a 4-year low for this time of year. And median sale price, where's this? $224,000, up 15%, but there's not a ton of active inventory there or transactions. So hard to really get a gauge on it using this information. Now I did do Toledo though. Isn't Toledo in Fulton County? Oh, it's in Lucas County. My fault. Okay, but you asked for Fulton, and I did Toledo earlier. Not a lot to report in Fulton County, unfortunately. Sorry about that. Again, have to get with a local realtor to really dive into what's happening there. Not to say they have different information necessarily, but they'd be able to tell you more about it and break it down a lot more granular than what I can, based on price and whatnot. And if it's a rural area, like a lot of Ohio is, you got to kind of understand, if they're houses with land, if they're houses with, older homes, newer homes, mobile homes, you got to know the local market really well to be able to really, give you great data, especially when it lacks on Redfin like this, because there's just not a lot of transactions. That was Fulton. Okay, here's some flavor. Thomas, yo, I'm seeing inventory start to increase in areas of Columbus. Good. Good. Yeah, inventory is definitely increasing in Columbus. Summit County, I did that earlier. Those are high prices for Vinton County. Oh, are they? Yeah, this is median, right? So that's the house that's sold in the middle of all of them. If 100 houses sell, it's number 50 basically that's sold. That's called the median price, not the average. But this is a 50,000 foot view. So locally, in your neighborhood, that could be really high. In Cleveland, in this data, the city or the metro, if metro, it would include at least parts of Lake, Geauga, Lorain, Summit, Ashtabula, and Medina counties. Otherwise, the comparison is reverse. Yeah, you're right. That's a great question. It's they call Columbus MSA or Cleveland MSA. I don't know exactly how many counties that covers. I could probably find out though, and I should probably have that for people to give them some kind of context. But you're right, Chris. It depends on how big of an area it covers. Prices are higher, but sitting on the market way longer than in 2023 on average. I think if your house needs a lot of work, then you probably could have sold for higher 1.5 to 2 years ago. Improvement cost. Yes, agreed. There are a lot of homes sitting on the market a lot longer. Mark, what's up? Allen County, Allen, blah, 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 blah. Allen County. Okay, I got you. Allen County. Down 11% with pending or with new listings, rather. So fewer homes hitting the market, pending sales. What do we got? Up 14% in pending sales. More people are buying a home, and you have fewer new listings. So let's see. Pending sales 29 and a half. New listings 25. So actually have more people buying than selling there, or more homes are being purchased than actually hitting the market. That's what that means, basically. Let's see if look at active inventory in Allen County. You're up 40%, nearly 41%, basically. But now you're headed down because new listings are kind of teetering off, it looks like. Median sale price, what do you got? Ooh, that's an all-time record high, $222,000, up 20% year over year. Goodness gracious. Yeah. And it's been high all year long. Look at that. High all year long as far as median sale price. Unrelenting. Let me just look at Allen County. I'm just curious where that is. Always trying to get my bearings. Okay, so it's northwest Ohio. Basically near Fort Wayne, south of Toledo. Near Van Wert. Got it. Yeah. Van Wert's a popular market. For prices, I keep seeing prices go up there. Thanks for that. Oh, I think this is the comment. Getting ridiculous. Oh, it's way past getting ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Okay, got that one. What about Westlake? I don't think I can get that data. That's in Cleveland, right? I doubt I can get that. I'll try, but I don't think I can. Nah. It's not a county, right? We have so many counties, I lose track. I don't think it is. No, it's not a county. I can't get that, unfortunately. I wish I could. It's going to be in the Cleveland data probably. But again, if you really want to know, Little Dog 212, if you really want to know what's happening in Westlake, you got to get with a realtor there and get the MLS data. Or you can use Zillow. You can use Zillow on your own, not like the Zillow, just data they give you every month, but look at the homes for sale on Zillow and track them every week, every day, however often you want to do it. Look at the number of active listings in the area you want to buy in, track it, and you'll see a trend emerge, right? If more homes are being listed, if homes are selling fast, what the average price is, because you can look up sold data. You can't look up historical active data though. So that's why you have to track it and then kind of wait a period of time to see a trend or get with a realtor. What about Lancaster? Yeah, I haven't done a lot of Central Ohio actually. It's been kind of refreshing not to. Well, let's do Lancaster because that's Fairfield County, but Fairfield County is includes Lancaster, but it also includes like Pickerington. Fairfield County's big. Whoops, that's PA. I don't think they're not going to have. Let me think about this. Come on, Jay. I'll go to this. Let me look at. Lancaster. There we go. All right. Now this will give us Lancaster only. And this is from the MLS, so it'll allow me to get detailed. One thing that jumps out immediately to me is this. And mud bug. The one thing I see immediately, mud bug, is this right here. Look at this. Absorption rate, 1.27 for the month. That means, and that's down 26%. So that means that if you didn't add any more listings to the market, the inventory in Lancaster would last 1.27 months. That's it. That's low. Anything under 4 is a seller's market. If you're under, actually anything under 5 is a seller's market. If you're under 3, then I consider that a strong seller's market. So 1.27 means homes are moving. And there's really no extra inventory out there at all. That's really what that means. Last year, it was 1.72, a little better. Median sale price, $265. The median sale price is actually down. Look at that, down 8.9%. But look at median days on market, 5. Average is 20. That's fast. Homes are moving fast there. Solds. Let's look at how solds are doing. Well, number of homes sold in May in Lancaster was down 24%. Let's look at where all the inventory is. Well, you got some spread there. Look at this. You've got some from, looks like, yeah, all the price points, there's inventory sitting there. Where's the bulk of it, though? The bulk of it's like right through here, right? So 200 to 249, 250 to 299, 300 to 399, 400 499, 500 plus, all those is where the inventory is. And the only one that's up, is that right? Yeah, the only category that's up in active inventory is homes over 500 grand. Meaning, if you look at anything cheaper than that, basically, pretty much, anything cheaper than that with meaningful inventory is down year over year in the number of active listings. So there are fewer homes in the $300,000 price range, the $200,000 price range, the $400,000 price range. And overall inventory is down 15.7%. And that's why looking at this data in this fashion is much more helpful than looking at the Redfin data. But this data I only have for, Central Ohio. But look, I mean, over 500 grand, there's 122% more active homes for sale. 11 more, but that's growth of active inventory. So if you're looking for an expensive home, you may be able to find a deal. What about the new listings? Yeah, new listings the same way. Look at the new listings over here. 500,000 is an increase of 66%. 400,000, you have a small increase of 2 listings. But then 300 to 399, 250 to 299, 200 to 249, 180 to 199. I don't know why they break it down so small, but those are all down with new listings. People are not listing cheaper homes for sale right now in Lancaster. That's what that tells me. Goodness. Not what you really want to see if you're hoping for price to come down. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing in Lancaster. But thanks for suggesting that. House is a trap, but renting is a bigger trap. Believe me from experience. Browus Perogus. Yeah. I mean, it can be a trap. Renting can actually sometimes be better than buying. Like, there's a guy, one of the biggest investors out there, real estate investor. I don't necessarily agree with everything, his whole mantra, but Grant Cardone, he says, whatever you do not buy a primary house. Rent and then buy investment properties, because investing money into your primary home is not worth it. That's what his opinion is. But I understand why you're saying they can both be a trap. It depends on the individual, right? Sandusky County. All right, let's look at that one. Got a few more before I wrap up. This was a lot easier when nobody was watching. And then, people were like, "Oh, I'm just going to join the live and ask for my market," which I like. I mean, don't get me wrong, I really like it. But these lives can get long. It's okay. I'm glad I can help. That's why I offer. New listings in Sandusky County up 97%. Pending sales, what are those doing? Up 45%. People are buying, people are selling. Active, what do we got? Up 23% in Sandusky County. So more homes on the market. Now, median sale price, look at that. Is it down? No. Yeah. Down 5% year over year. So there's an area of Ohio where there's not an all-time high price. Like they peaked at 209 in Sandusky, now 171. You have more homes for sale. There are some more new listings. There are more pending sales. The market's moving a little bit maybe, but overall, you're probably not seeing massive price discounts there, I wouldn't guess, just because the inventory isn't like insane compared to probably historical averages. You know what? Let me do this too. Let me try this. Bear with me. I should have probably used this at the beginning. Okay, yeah, this will help us understand a little bit more. I apologize. Maybe I should have used this earlier. No, this isn't Redfin data. This I'm about to show you is from Resi Club Analytics. And this is actually Realtor.com inventory data. But this will give you some historical context. And I'll probably use this moving forward more. You wanted Sandusky County, though, right? It's like over here, right? There it is. So what this means, let me just zoom in. So this tells us, it gives us more of a historical look at inventory. So this is saying year over year, inventory is actually down 14%, but this is for May data. So the data can vary a little bit because Redfin is capturing the most recent data in June. But if you look at this historical average, this can kind of give you some, or if you look at historically, this could give you a flavor of what has happened with inventory over the last few years. So May of 2025, it's saying there's 49 homes for sale. Look back in May of 2017, 157 homes for sale. That's a lot less from now. I mean, you are down, and even though last year you had 57 homes for sale, which was a growth in inventory. Now you're only down a few homes, right? What's that? 8 homes. If you go back to 2017, you had 157 homes for sale. So you're way off of historical averages with the number of homes. That's why you're seeing prices probably continue to climb. Let me look at another thing from Resi Club, may be able to help us. All right. Sorry for the delay. All right. Oop, that's Metro. All right, this right here. So this is the pricing. Same type of look, but with pricing instead. Let me line this up. Mm. So if I look at Sandusky County, this shows you what's happened with prices historically. Now, this is using Zillow pricing data, but not that you care that much. At the end of the day, you just want the info. So the 1-year price change for Sandusky is saying it's up 4.4%. It doesn't give us the dollar amount, though. That's the only downside to this. But look at the 6-year change, up 52%. So up 4.4%, 2-year change is 13%. If you go back 3 years, you're up 18%. If you go back 4 years, you're up 28%. This right here, this from year 4 to year 5 is when things went bonker crazy in the housing market with prices, generally speaking, and especially in Ohio. Because from year 4 to 5, so that would be 2020 to 2021, right? Home prices went up 20%. 20%. Nuts. I mean, 6-year change, 52% in Sandusky County. And inventory, we just looked at that. That's not even close to an all-time high. I mean, you're way down with inventory compared to what you normally see going back to pre-COVID. But in Ohio, I don't know that it was a lot of COVID stuff, right? Like people going, I can't wait to move to Sandusky County. I mean, nobody's going to move to Franklin County because of that either. But what did happen was what? Cheap money, inexpensive money, rates super low. And people were like, look at this. I can just go crazy. They sold their home when prices went up, had access to cheap money, bought something else, and prices kept climbing. But probably moving forward in Ohio, I can probably take a look, do this exercise on the map if it's better. I don't know. There's so many different areas, so many different ways to look at data. At some point, there's going to be a significant rush to the exit door nationwide, trying to not be a crash caller, but it feels like we're in an everything bubble right now. I know, like, everybody says that, right? And I understand why you feel that way. And I can't argue, like, look at the stock market, look at the home prices. You're like, it's odd. It's just odd, but it keeps going up. And I think it's because the money doesn't really matter. That's a whole other topic, but I agree. Nazik just joined. Why is it a seller's market in Lancaster? Meaning, what's driving the market in a seller's favor? Jobs, speculation, or climate crisis? Well, a great question. I don't think it's climate crisis there. I don't think it's speculation either. But if you think about Columbus being like the prices of Central Ohio, Franklin County in particular, going up the way it has, people are looking, in my opinion, for less expensive homes. And they go, like, I know at least 2-3 people over the last year that have purchased in Fairfield County, in Lancaster, in Mount Vernon, because they wanted to get away from Franklin County and the prices there and the taxes, even though taxes now are high everywhere in Ohio. I think people are just going, I want to, if I can buy a house for $250,000 and not be in the big city and kind of have a little bit of space, not as many regulations in some of these smaller towns, that's maybe better for me, and maybe get some land than staying in Franklin County, where, there's more and more regulation and more congestion, higher prices. I think that's what you're seeing. That's why it's a seller's market there. And the inventory, there's no new building, right? I mean, a lot of these areas, new construction is not even a factor. Very, very little new construction in Central Ohio that's affordable. Most of the new construction I see are homes. Like, I was in Powell and like the Dublin area, last couple weeks ago. I couldn't believe the price of houses, new houses, small houses, like 1,700 square feet, 1,800 square feet, going for 600 grand. And people are like, man, I can go to Lancaster, buy a house that's maybe older, obviously, but it's in an area that is easy to live in. And, I got to commute 45 minutes, an hour to my job, but now no big deal. That's my opinion. But that's just my opinion. I like the mobility of renting, but I'm only 23 with no family. Some of the best years I've had as far as low stress were renting. Or renting. I can't argue with that. Housing market crash is inevitable. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people think that. Um, but it just like probably the biggest thing I see that we lack for a serious housing market crash is the way that loans are structured right now. I mean, back during 2006, 2005, you did not have people with locked in 3% rates and 30-year debt, right? You had people with arms. It was something like 45, 50% of homeowners had arms back then, adjustable rate mortgages. So those things adjusted. And at the same time, you had supply exploding. I think there's a lot of people that are like sitting tight and not doing anything. They're just staying in their home and they're not in pain to list it yet. So unless you have unemployment significantly skyrocket, it seems like a big crash is going to be hard because the arms are not something people have. They don't have adjustable rate mortgages. Now it's like a fraction of the market. But that's my take. With enough time, it will come. The hard part is knowing when. Yeah, I mean, you guys. So go back to this. You're right. On a long enough time horizon, I would have to think a housing crash is inevitable. Like Chris said, and you're right, Chris. At some point, it'll happen. When? Don't know. But right now, it just doesn't. The data doesn't show it because there's not enough people with mortgage pain. I think the other problem that you have, like kind of combating a housing market crash, although probably making it a lot worse at the end, is that the administration, people in charge do not want to see that. And they're going to do what they have to do to print money and, you know, make sure the housing doesn't crash on their on their watch in their, in their term. But that just makes things a lot more difficult down the road. I know you said it was a whole other topic, but feel free to give your take on devaluing currency, making it feel like a bubble. Oh, well, just on rates and whatnot. There's no doubt that the current administration wants to lower interest rates. I mean, they are doing like they're going to have a shadow Fed chairman that he's going to come out probably this summer. It looks like Trump will say, "Hey, he's going to appoint a Fed chair." Normally, that happens, I guess, like 3 months before the Fed chair is actually put in place or nominated and goes through his interview process with Congress. But he may put somebody out as like a shadow chairman in the next few months. And my prediction is that they will, not just prediction, I've actually heard, I think it was Scott Bessent said this. I even think Bill Pulte said this with the FHFA, that they're going to put him out there and then he can essentially armchair quarterback everything Jerome Powell does, making it very uncomfortable and very difficult on Jerome Powell. So Jerome Powell may come out like he has recently and said there's no reason to lower interest rates. And then the shadow chairman will come out on Monday morning and say, yeah, he's completely wrong and we're going to lower rates. And wait till I get in office. Wait till I get in that seat. I'm going to cut interest rates by 200 basis points. If the market knows that and believes that, then they will lower, the 10-year will come down and the stock market will keep going up because money supply will increase because, I mean, they're going to basically say, well, we think they're going to lower interest rates as soon as he gets in office, then he will. I think Trump just called for 200 basis point cuts, right? I mean, I heard an interview with Bill Pulte, and he's the head of the FHFA, which is the division of the government for for housing and affordable housing, right? He came out and said basically rates need to be a lot lower and called for Jerome Powell's resignation. I just saw an interview on Squawk Box or something with him. I'll probably do a video about this on my Housing Nerd channel. But yeah, like everybody in the administration wants lower 10-year. They want lower Fed rates to cut the interest rate payment from the government. And because they all of them made a ton of money and got wealthy from debt, cheap debt, not expensive debt. So they want cheaper debt so they can, they themselves and everybody around them and what they think is the American consumer buy more stuff. Asset prices go up, including homes, because people buy on payment. That's what I think is going to happen. I'm not saying that's right, but you should think about that. I think if you're looking to buy a home, I'm not saying rates are going to crash down to 3%, but I wouldn't be shocked if they come down in the next year or sooner. I don't think that's the best thing for devaluing dollars. But I think they need to let the market just do what it does, not interfere, and let the cycle play out. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. And I don't care if it's any president. It doesn't matter who it is. They don't want that to happen. They don't want pain. They want to just keep going higher for longer. That's my opinion. I always lose viewers. Now I'm down to 34 viewers on the live when I talk about this. But I get why. Buyers are more than wanting to pay more than the bloating listing prices. Buyers are more than wanting to pay more for the bloating listing prices. I'm not sure what that means, David. What year will a great transfer occur when baby boomers leave their homes and younger people buy them? Great question. Great question. A lot of those homes are going to need a ton of work, right? I mean, baby boomer houses, many of them are small, 1,500 square foot homes. My father still lives in the home I grew up in, and it's barely 1,000 square feet, 2 bed, 1 bath. Basically the same house when I was 10 years old, 11 or whatever, when he bought it. I think there's a lot of people, unfortunately, right now that want bigger homes, nicer homes, newer homes. So what'll happen to those? I don't know. A lot of them probably fall apart, or investors may buy them. But I hope younger buyers buy them. That's what I hope. And then they fix them up. That, to me, that's the opportunity. That sounds like a recipe for disaster. Oh, you mean the monetary stuff? Yeah. Yeah, it probably is. But that's the world we live in right now. And that's what I think a lot of folks need to watch out for, is that people buy on payment. That's why buy now, pay later is so prevalent. And people are so much in debt because of student loans. Because they're like, forget the price of tuition. I don't care. If I can sign a loan and pay for it over 30 years, I will. Give me that loan. And then buy now, pay later. A new TV. That's why car payments are ridiculous. And people are, as car payments have gone crazy because people are buying on payment. So if interest rates come down, but prices don't come down with houses, people will just buy more homes and expensive homes because payments are lower if rates come down enough. And that's what Bill Pulte said, head of FHFA. He's like, hey, we need rates to come down so people buy more homes. That's what he said. But can you blame him? He's with Pulte. His last name's Pulte. They're like the largest home builder in the country. I doubt he was raised in a family that said, we want affordable houses. He was raised in a family that said, we want home prices to go up. And that's what he's going to try to do. It's very predictable. Yeah, I agree. Young people today aren't looking for fixer-uppers. Young people want move-in ready with modern stuff. They do, and I can't blame them. My first home I bought was move-in ready. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't a palace, but it was move-in ready. But the biggest mistake I made in real estate was not buying a fixer-upper duplex as my first property. If I could go back in time, that's the one thing I would do differently with real estate is buy a duplex as my first home, house hack it, one side rent, live in one side, fix it up, buy another one, hold the first one, rinse, wash, rinse, repeat, and repeat, and repeat. And yeah, things would be a lot different. Geopolitical analyst Peter Ziman has done some fantastic work on demographics. The boomers are the largest and wealthiest generation ever, and the entire economy is priced to what they can afford. Is that why you're seeing median sale prices continue to go up? Maybe. I'll have to check that out. Thank you. ML, what's up? Median home buyer age last year was 56, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's close to 60 this year. Yeah, I read that too. Crazy, right? Maybe that's why home prices, the median home price continues to go up. You're saying, right? Okay, wow. I've been on an hour and 36 minutes. I'm tapped out, guys. But thank you for your suggestions on these counties. I hope it helped. I hope it did. I hope I got to your county. If I didn't, I will do it on the next one. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And yeah, let me know if I missed your county. Put it in the comments. I will try to get to it on the next one. If you have an idea for an Ohio real estate topic, you can shoot me an email or put it in the comments on the video. I'm happy to look at it. And I am going to take a trip around Ohio to some markets and do some boots on the ground, walk and talk type stuff. So if you have a suggestion on where I should go, kind of an interesting market that you're seeing, good or bad, I'm happy to look at it. And thank you. Thank you for spending the time with me today. I hope you have a great week. We will do this again next week on the Ohio Housing Nerd, and I'm out.